Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now I want to disclaim that this video contains spoilers for Scream 5. So if you do not want to hear any spoilers for the movie, you have been warned. Okay, in this video, I'm going to discuss how we just got the updated box office numbers for Scream 5, and I'm very excited to say that the worldwide earnings have now eclipsed $100 million in the box office. But how does that compare to the previous 4 films and the possibility of us getting a Scream 6? We're about to find out. Let's go. So about 4 hours ago, Bloody Disgusting posted an article regarding today's updated box office sales numbers for Scream 5. Now the headline reads, Scream has surpassed 100 million at the worldwide box office. The article then reads, after a massive 4-day opening, the newest Scream dropped 58.6% at the box office in its second weekend, but still managed to add another 12.4 million here in the States. With zero new competition in its third weekend, the 5th film in the franchise dropped only 40% and managed to carve out another 7.35 million for a domestic total of $62.13 million. If you include this weekend's international gross of 6.5 million or 44.1 million total for international gross, Scream has just surpassed $100 million worldwide, and that of Wes Craven's Scream 4 in 2011, which ended its run at $97 million. Yeah, there we go. So, the first thing I want to discuss about this is just how brilliant Paramount Studios handled the release date of Scream 5. I mean, I recall many discussions here on the channel with you guys questioning whether they chose to release Scream 5 in January because it is infamous, for being called the dump month for studios. Like, why did they choose to do this? And that term dump month simply means that studios typically release their movies in January, for which they do not anticipate will do well in ticket sales. If they have a certain film they've done, they're like, we just don't think it's going to do that great. They typically will drop that in January, and it's no exception for horror movies, especially as well. So January is typically full of terrible horror movies that studios had no faith in. And because of this history, I think most of us were all wondering why in the world did Paramount decide to drop Scream 5 in the middle of January? Well, this article reveals how it actually was a fantastic and brilliant strategic decision because there is literally no competition for ticket sales. I mean, even this weekend, we're now on the 28th and the 30th of January weekend. There is zero competition this weekend for it. Plus, it was also smart to have it released on January 14th because it fell on a holiday weekend. So there's going to be more traffic out there to the theaters, more opportunities for people to go and see a film in the theaters again. So I just have to say, well done, Paramount, not only on your marketing, but your decision making in when to release this film. It was doubted by a lot of people. I myself called it into question, but you know what? They knew what they were doing and they planned it perfectly to hit that weekend. And they knew the release schedule for studios. They knew what's coming out in January. So it was very, very smart. So my hat's off to Paramount for doing that after all. Now, I also pulled up Box Office Mojo, which is my go-to website for box office numbers. It has been for years. And it also has tremendous historical data for older movies as well. It's really a lot of fun. So if you've never visited the website, you can go on there and put in a title, see what it made. It's really cool. So as of today, I pulled it up, and here we see the actual current numbers for Scream 5, the actual numbers. So for domestically, we're seeing it now at 62.13 million domestic. That's US and Canada. And a grand total of $106.2 million worldwide. Now, if you guys recall, I originally predicted that the movie would hit between $80 to $100 million domestically when it finally leaves the theater. Now, it looks like I might have overshot just a little bit with my prediction of 80 million being the floor of what it would hit. But the movie's still playing, and it probably has another 2 weeks of decent ticket sales to go. So it's at 62 million now, and I think that it really has a good chance to break the $70 million mark. Don't think it's going to hit 80. It's going to be a little bit too high, but it's going to come in close. I do believe I will have hit within the $10 million range when it's all said and done. But, you know, overall, again, it's already surpassing the 100 million mark at 106. And this is on a movie that reportedly had a budget of just $24 million. Hello, can you say sequel? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just incredible return on investment. So the question then now is, how does Scream 5 stack up against the previous 4 films? Well, let's take a look at this. Starting with Scream 96, we see that it did incredibly well with a domestic take of $103 million domestically. Incredible. Total sales worldwide for Scream 96 were a whopping $173 million. And the budget for Scream 96 was reported to be only $14 million. I mean, I'll tell you what, Dimension Studios, that is the studio that Wes built. What an incredible number, $173 million. Okay, so let's take a look now at Scream 2. Now in Scream 2, we see that it finished basically in a tie with Scream 96, coming in just short of matching the Scream 96 total by less than $1 million worldwide, with a total of $172.3 million in ticket sales. So those first 2 Scream films are almost dead even. Pretty much, you can just call it even. It's within $1 million. I mean, less than $1 million. Now, for Scream 3, we see that it came in basically under Scream 2 in the worldwide box office sales by $10 million. Basically $10 million under. It came in at a grand total of $161.8 million for Scream 3. Again, that is absolutely phenomenal. I think that is an incredible number for a third movie, for a second sequel. And it just, wow. I remember when these numbers came out a long time ago, and I was just blown away when I saw these things happen in real time. As all these movies came out, I was able to see them all in theaters and all that. But it's good to look back. Now, finally, for Scream 4, we see a significant drop in box office performance. Scream 4 came in with a final worldwide total of $97.2 million in ticket sales, which was over $40 million less than Scream 3. So it was significantly less. However, I do want to say, keep in mind that it was released 11 years after Scream 3, and it had horrible marketing support. This movie is easily one of the worst marketed major studio films I have ever seen. It's kind of a miracle it got to 92 million because of the way they marketed that thing. And a lot of the blame for these poor ticket sales is absolutely on the shoulders of the Weinstein brothers and Miramax Studios. Absolutely. I will always believe that. It was, if they would have decently marketed that film, that Scream 4 film would have broken 100 million. It would have gotten Wes Craven his new trilogy that it was intended to be. Kevin Williamson already had an outline for a new trilogy. It's really a shame that it didn't happen, but it is what it is. But at least now we're getting some new Scream films, right? So we're going to see what happens here in the future. So my question now is, where does that leave us with Scream 5? Well, it has already surpassed, as we see, the worldwide total for Scream 4 by over $9 million, and it's still in theaters for another couple of weeks at least. So will it hit the numbers of Wes Craven's Scream trilogy? No. It probably will end up being maybe $30 or so million is my guess, short of Scream 3, and over $40 million short of the first two Scream films, which will put Scream 5 as the fourth highest grossing Scream film in the franchise. I think that's where it's going to end up. It's going to be fourth place in ticket sales when it's all said and done. But again, remember, this came out 11 years after Scream 4, and considering that this is the first Scream film without Wes Craven, I feel the box office sales for Scream 5 are actually fantastic, and they are not yet finalized. So remember, we're not done yet. So the total will continue to rise, basically. It's going to rise a little bit more each week until it goes out. But eventually it's going to stop soon. We're definitely seeing it. The drop will continue to get less and less and less. But could they get another 5 million, 10, maybe 5 to 10 million out of this? I think they can. Yeah. So this leaves us with our final question. What does this mean for the future of the franchise? Well, I firmly believe this is great news for the chances of us seeing a Scream 6. I would venture to say that it's probably already approved to happen, but they are waiting for the right time to do it. And I'm thinking like perhaps they wait and they make a huge announcement at the end of February when they drop Scream 5 on Paramount Plus. That makes a lot of sense. It would get hype for the movie on Paramount Plus to come over and subscribe, watch the movie again. And by the way, come watch it here because we're getting ready to make another one. I could see him doing something like that. But no matter when they announce the green light for Scream 6, I do believe we can be rest assured that the story of the surviving 4 new characters, along with the OG 2 and Kirby, and yes, possibly Stu, yes, will continue. All right, everyone. I want to know what you think about the box office performance of Scream 5 and seeing it surpass the $100 million mark while still in theaters. Do you agree that Scream 6 will happen, or do you feel like this may be it for Scream? I want to hear your opinions, your thoughts, your ideas, and your theories, so start leaving your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, that is it for this update, but I will be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thank you for watching.